Hi, everybody. Bob Young here from Redline Archaeology. Um, got a small collection in from Arlington, Virginia. I figured I'd unveil for you. Should be a fairly quick video. Some nice pieces in there, but these collections come in all sizes. As you know, I've had them as many as 300 plus to down to half a dozen to a dozen, but they're all original collections. Like I said, that's who I buy from, and this one has some decent pieces in it I wanted to show you. So, copy my book here on Amazon. If you haven't purchased it yet, check it out. It's all the stories about all the people I've met and pictures of lots of collections I've picked up over the years. And I also reveal all my secrets in here about how I used to find collections and certainly how I find them now. But lots of illustrations, color photos, and quick fun read. But it's still doing well on Amazon, still consistently in the top 100 ranking in its category. So thank you for all your support for those who've bought it. I hope you've enjoyed it. And, I'm sure in the future there'll be a volume two of Redline Archaeology. You just never know. So let's get started here. Again, this came from a woman, Arlington, Virginia. There were a total of 6 buttons in the collection. We have 2 Cougar buttons, Camaro button, Diora, Hot Heap, a lot of the original 16, and Beatnik Bandit. Okay, so there they are, 6 buttons there. And then let's get started with the cars. This one feels like a custom VW. She did follow directions well. I always tell people to wrap it individually in tissue paper and tissue without the lotion on it if you have regular, facial tissues. And I ask them to use a little bit of bubble wrap, the thin bubble wrap to cover the outside, especially if they don't have a case, and then they can fit 10 cars. This was a 10 car collection that, um, it's, they put them in little priority boxes as well. So here is a very nice, all you'd have to do with this one is swap out the tires, uh, maybe 1 or 2 tires, dull base. Like I said, these collections that come from the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, um, usually have the paint toning, which this certainly does. And it's a nice blue custom Volkswagen, not bad. Really not beat up or anything, but some toning for sure due to its age. So there's that. Let me put these out so you can see them. Um, I am working on a really big collection um, from a gentleman. Um, can't remember where the collection's coming from right now, but I'll post some teaser shots if they do agree on my offer. Now here's a really nice antifreeze, beautiful condition, split image. I think that's one of the best colors in that car. No toning or anything in it. Really nice. Doesn't even look like it was played with. No nicks in the front or back. Dull base, typical of these Mid-Atlantic cars, especially the ones that are by water. A really, really nice car otherwise. So got a blue VW and an antifreeze split image so far. So let's see what we got here. She really did do a nice job packing, and most people do when they sell the collections. Okay, so here's the gem of the collection. It's a nice U.S. Camaro, it looks like. The clear glass. The base is not too bad. There is some toning on the roof, a little bit on the hood, but that would make a really nice display piece. Nice white interior to that. Darkening in the hood, as you can see. I mean the roof, not the hood. But otherwise, talk about a nice display car until you find one to upgrade it, which are becoming more and more difficult to find all the time, these 68s, especially the customs, because they're such high demand cars. Um, something about the 68s, I guess just because the extra year of age and maybe the first year of the paint being worked, they don't hold up as well. Now here's a nice custom T-Bird. Again, really nice bright orange tail lights, so it doesn't look like it was, cracked from behind. Not much going on, with nicks. Really nice car. Nice piece for anyone's collection. Would display great. And the wheels are even nice, nice and shiny. Base is decent. So, it's a shame there wasn't more cars in this collection, but you take what you get. I mean, I go through droughts as well. I mean, it was a good 6 to 8 months before I landed any collections this last, I guess, October, November. And then I hit like 10 in a row. So you just don't know. So here's the Ford Mark IV. Base is a little bit shiny, but then some darkening spots. This is red, toned out in the front half. Back hatch is different. They obviously, back in the day, sprayed the hatches first on these Grand Prix and other cars, and then sprayed the cars separately because there's a reason why these paint, there's such a disparity when they do tone. It's usually the hatch that goes, and the front will be fine, or in this case, the front went, the car went, the body of the car, and the hatch did not tone. But not too nicked up. I mean, good filler for somebody, in my opinion, that's a $20, $30 car, if that. Here's a custom Cougar. Again, very tough to find in decent condition. This one looks like it was played with a little bit. It is nicked up, a little bit of toning on the roof. But, that nice light blue interior, as you can see. You'd have to put new wheels on that to make it nice and maybe try to remove that sticker on the back gingerly. But those stickers do come off fairly easily if you just take your time, a little warm water on a cloth, and just with a fingernail gingerly just scrape them off. And I got to tell you, I get most of them off. Sometimes these stickers were placed over a nick or something by the owners back in the day. So you have to understand that too. Sometimes they'll do that to cover up flaws in the car. Now here's a nice antifreeze, kind of evenly toned, a little bit darkened on the roof. Dior, but you swap out the wheels, maybe get those stickers off the back bed, which I'm sure would be easy to take off, and the roof, and put some boards on that. You'd have a nice display piece. So not bad. Well, getting down to the final three. Maybe one of my quicker videos. Here's a decent green silhouette. The bubble's good. I always look at the bubble for cracks and scrapes and nicks and scratches, from the rod runner or just bouncing off other cars and sometimes getting stepped on. But nice piece, nice filler. This is more of a filler collection than anything. The only car I can see would be you'd have a hard time upgrading would be the antifreeze split image right now. But, if you want one with a real shiny base, that's where the upgrade would be. Now, here's a spotty toned hot heaped with a white interior. It certainly could use a new tire on the back left, as you can see. But, same thing. Swap out the one wheel, dust it off a little bit, and you have a filler until you find something you can upgrade. Excuse me. And last but not least, an antifreeze Camaro, black roof. Looks like whoever owned this car didn't play with it much because the back's good, the front's good. They tried to scrape off the black roof, unfortunately. But, put the tires, new tires on it. You really wouldn't see much of the roof anyway. Or continue to take it off because the paint underneath looks pretty good. But, not toned out on the hood or anything. It's a shame they did that because that probably would have been a pretty decent piece. But like I said, these are fillers for the most part. I mean, the orange Camaro obviously is the highlight of this collection, but you mainly had 68s here, except with the Ford Mark IV. But that's probably the highlight. I mean, these are tough pieces, these U.S. Camaros, white interiors. Orange is a tough color, I think. I think orange is a tough color in most Hot Wheels. People may argue that, but for me, like I said, this would be the gem right there. Okay, so give you a little close-up view of all of them, like I always do. And stay tuned to the channel. And I'm going to give you guys a tour of my collection soon once I get it all organized. Like I said, I've recently purchased probably over 500 red lines, and I'd say probably a good 70–80% of them were really almost blister pack fresh, which is unusual because normally, even out of a collection of 50 to 70, 80 cars, I normally can only pull half a dozen cars out for my personal collection, if that, or ones that I need to pull out and upgrade, that ones that are in my collection. But um, I'm going to give you a tour of my personal collection. You got the tour of the mini Arlington, Virginia collection, and I'm going to make a big announcement soon uh, regarding Redline Archaeology. I think you'll all be happy to hear. Um, but go Flyers! They forced a Game 7 last night. Great double overtime win for them. So fingers are crossed. I hope they don't break our hearts like they normally do tomorrow night against the Islanders. Um, and should be fun. So be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like this video, share it with your friends, other collector friends. Let's keep this hobby fun, interesting, and happy hunting, everybody. I hope you can enjoy a capture, even as small as this is real enjoyable. Okay, everyone, take care. Have a great weekend.